Welcome. My name is Kinetic Symphony. I'm a narrator focusing on glitch in the matrix stories. Let's get into it. Story title: My friend and I sometimes know what the other one is thinking. Author name: Bananabandanas. My friend and I live in different countries, and he is much older than I am. He was a family friend when I was growing up, and he's always been there for me. My family has disbanded a bit, and since many years, I'm the only one in touch with him. When I lived in the country he's from, we'd celebrate holidays and such together. We do speak on the phone or by Skype at least once a week. We are very close as you can be given the distance. We noticed a few years ago that there was some sort of connection between us. I'd have a dream that he was telling me about a specific piece of artwork. In real life, he'd have been to an art exhibit with this exact piece on display. Recently, it's been much more intense. As I started seeing someone new, I reflected one day on whether my attraction to certain physical attributes shifts during my menstrual cycle. Not sure why, but I entertained the thought. My friend and I had a scheduled call that evening. Out of the blue, he asked me precisely that question in the beginning of the call. No context whatsoever. We've also experienced feeling ill when the other person is. I will be, unbeknown to him, in bed with a fever, and he will experience fever symptoms without the temperature. This has happened several times. Last week I was gripped with intense grief that almost made my hands tremble. Just strong emotions that I felt was difficult to manage. At the same time, I heard church bells, like inside my mind, over and over. I had a feeling it might have to do with my friend, so I called him the next day. Turns out, he had visited the family of a relative that had just passed away. It was a tough visit, but they laughed a lot over how the man in question was at war with the local church over very loud church bells. He had once managed to barricade the doors to the bell towers to keep the staff from ringing them. Now there are a lot more examples than just these, but these are what came to my mind. In the beginning we found these spooky, but now they're really just common enough that we just accept them for what they are. A truly special connection between us. Personal thoughts. Oh, I absolutely believe you when you say there are many other examples to the ones you described. It does strike me as some kind of lifetime connection between you two. And now I assume by family friend, early on you wrote, you mean you both grew up together in the same physical area, but you or he moved away. If so, I do think in some way your minds synced up in those upbringing years. I think it has to do with how our minds process information as we're young. There's just more acceptance of, I don't know, it's almost like when you try to connect your phone to a Bluetooth device and it's not the right version. I think when we're young, we're more simpatico, if that makes any sense. Just a thought. So maybe this, in some kind of unknown mechanism, allows a form of mental entanglement. I'd actually argue that this isn't even much of a glitch, as it's more of a feature of the universe. We just haven't properly studied or quantified yet. But it's incredibly interesting. So how does it feel to have a literal universal connection with someone? I would really like to know. And that concludes the story for tonight. I'll try to make one a bit longer for Monday. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe on up. I upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. EST. I'll see you there.